تحدي أعاد
the challenge that has restored the brightness of reading and made it attractive again. Arab Reading Challenge is the theme of the third session. Throughout, we'll hear from Mona Al-Kindi, the Secretary General of the Arab Reading Challenge, who will tell us about how they actually motivated the children of the Arab world to read. What's your name? And from where are you? I'm from the refugee camp in Al Zatari. I'm 9 years old, and she is 5 years old. I'm 6, not 5.
مصباح المضيء في عتبة هذا الزمان.
Reading is the window to the whole world.
أنا من معاناتي ومن
Actually, reading alleviates the sufferings of my day. Whatever circumstances the children are living through, reading actually alleviates those circumstances and difficulties. Here, I had a passion to read. I had a passion to pursue my studies. However, my life and my circumstances obliged me to work for 1 whole year in order to gain the butter and bread for me and my family. I cannot go out of the camp because of the difficult conditions I'm living in. But when I read the book, I feel peace, I feel happy, and even children who did not read and who were not used to reading started to be used to it and more familiar with it and more comfortable reading. Reading gave a safe haven to those children. I am connected to my home. He is reciting some verses of poetry. A lot of stories, a lot of poems that I have lived through. Writing actually is a means to convey the messages in my heart. And here he gets the award of writing. Determination, persistence, all those values are implanted in those children through reading. I sell fruits and vegetables and different fresh produce. He should have lived his childhood to the full, but he didn't. In the morning I work, in the evening I read. In order to gain the butter, the bread and butter for me and my family and my siblings, I have read 37 books up to now, including fiction stories, non-fiction, novels, and biographies. Reading is my safe haven where I actually connect with myself and with my identity. Reading is a way to document your memories. Hence, I'm not only passionate towards reading, I love reading. It is like an addiction. I am reading a book about space, about the sun, about the stars. In the refugee of Al Zatari, we are living in difficult conditions. I wish I returned back to my home and my country. Science builds houses without needing any concrete. Tomorrow, I will be able to join school again and go back to my homeland. Do we stop dreaming? Never. We go on and we keep dreaming. Even when you are living in difficult conditions, you are strong enough to overcome those. Don't lose your determination and persistence. Peace be upon you all. In the beginning, I would like to thank you all for attending, and I would like also to convey the message of thanks and appreciation to this Knowledge Summit, which is a prominent event that sheds light on the important aspects of life, knowledge and reading, which are the values that we are in dire need of today. This Knowledge Summit actually is one of the sponsors of those generous initiatives. Today, I am here for one reason. I am here to tell you about the initiative of the Arab Reading Challenge, and we are full of belief that you have heard of it before, and that you have heard of the significance of this initiative and how great the impact of it was in the Arab world. In addition, of course, to the countries where the diasporas of Arab people are living in. When we speak about the status quo of reading in the Arab world, everyone will ask, why did we use the year 2015 as the base point? It is because in 2015, and that is, of course, the unfortunate incident, we had announced a lot of results of studies and researches that have shown that there has been a great pullback in the rates of reading and publishing, actually, in the Arab world. The average of time where the Arab person reads a day, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but unfortunately, this was the situation in 2015. The average time of reading for each Arab person a day did not exceed 6 minutes a day. Comparing that to the European reader who reads more than 200 hours in a year. In addition to the one book which 80 Arab people reads, in contrast with 35 books which the one European citizen reads. I don't want to focus on the negative aspects. However, each crisis in the Arab world, and we have a lot of crises. We have political crises, economic crisis, but the reading crisis is even more influential than other crises. I think it is the mother of crises. If reading was prevailing, all other problems and issues would have been resolved automatically in the Arab world. And if we shed enough light on the significance and the influence of such a lack of reading, we will solve a lot of issues faced by the Arab people. There are several challenges that lead to the lack of reading. Why do the Arab people do not read enough? Were there issues that led to such a crisis? When we speak about reading, it was actually the first message in the Holy Quran, which our Prophet Muhammad, prayers be upon him, received, which is read. It was the beginning of his mission. It was the one word that led to a mission that has been ongoing up to our current time. If we speak about reading, translation, publishings, we remember Al-Hikmah library, which was in the golden age of Islam, Beit Al-Hikmah, which was a translation center, scientific research center, and also a book writing center. So today, what are the means of transforming this unfortunate situation into a better one? Why did the reading deteriorate in average in the past few years? We have seen the difference, the striking difference between reading in the Arab world and reading in the Western world, or the rest of the world. The beginning was always from a leader. We always need a leader who believes that change should be today. There is no luxury of, we cannot have the luxury of waiting. We cannot have the luxury of prolongation. So it was just logic enough to start immediately. In 2015, the starting point was from His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Rashid Al Maktoum, when he launched the first knowledge cultural initiative, which was actually the biggest of its kind in the Arab world. The most important drive that was behind launching such a beautiful cultural and knowledge initiative was having faith in the potential of the youth and the children and the students in the Arab world, and also to disseminate the awareness and the culture of reading amongst this young generation, and of course to enhance their connection and their link to books other than the school book, because reading school books is not enough. Of course, they need to read different books that are out of the school context. And this has been, of course, transformed into an initiative. What was the real challenge? How was the challenge actually part of enhancing the culture of reading? First of all, the student of course, read 50 books in order to be able to participate in the competition. 50 books should be read throughout one academic year. 50 books should be read and also summarized through 5 passports. Each passport makes the student eligible to get the next one after having summarized 10 books. He gets the first passport, and then he gets the second one after summarizing the following 10 books, and so on and so forth. So you can imagine the wealth of knowledge that students acquired actually through reading and summarizing each book. And the proof of getting this knowledge is through summarizing one whole book in one page in order to get 5 passports that make him eligible to the final stages of the Arab Reading Challenge. The award was not only given to the champions of reading in the Arab world. There were 4 categories of those awards: the champion of the challenge, the outstanding school that was able actually to play an active role in heightening the participation of students through different motivational means, as well as the outstanding supervisor who was actually providing his utmost support to the students who are participating in the Arab Reading Challenge, and of course the champion of Arab diasporas, because we know that so many people from so many Arab countries are living in other countries. Are they actually eligible to participate? Yes, of course. And in this year, we are speaking about 49 countries, including Arab countries, in addition to countries, Western countries where Arab diasporas are living in and Arab families are residing in, like China, India, Russia, America, Canada, and all the different regions of the world. They are actually able to participate in the Arab Reading Challenge through this specialized category, which is the Arab Diasporas Award. The value of the awards amounted to 11 million UAE dirhams, 3.2 million were the awards of the actually closing ceremony of the Arab Reading Challenge, distributed throughout all the different 4 categories, and each champion of the challenge in the Arab world and each winning school in the Arab world, in addition to the supervisor, acquired other awards on the, of course, levels of the different countries. Each award was given to champions in addition to the Arab diasporas who were actually hosted in the closing ceremony of the award in the United Arab Emirates and were subject to the judgments of the panel, after which the announcement of the first champion was done. In the first year of the initiative in 2016, this initiative was, and as I said, this initiative was launched in 2015. In 2016, we expected 1 million students to participate, reading 50 million books. However, by the end of the first round, the figures exceeded our expectations, as 3.5 million students actually participated from the Arab world and the Arab diasporas, in addition to 29.8 thousand schools from 19 countries. This was the starting. In the second year, 2017, And I remember, of course, that we have announced the Arab Reading Challenge in the opera when His Highness Sheikh Mohammed actually recognized the students and the awardee. And he said, we have reached to 3.5 million participants from the Arab world. However, I strongly believe that we can have double the rate of participation next year. And of course, he was not let down because 7.5 million students actually participated in the year 2017, representing 40.6 schools from 22 countries. In 2018, 10.5 million students participated from 51.7 schools from 40 countries, amounting to this year in 2019. And I'm sure, of course, that the closing ceremony, which took place 1 week ago, I am sure that you will be surprised to know that 13.5 million students participated from the Arab world, from 67,000 schools and 49 countries. We were highly proud of this, and we hope that the participation will keep increasing and will be stronger in the coming years. In 2016, the Algerian child, Mohamed Jaloud, who is a miracle child, he is 7 years old. However, he gained more than he actually outdid the achievements of the 17-year-old adolescents from Palestine, the awardee of 2017, and in 2018 the awardee Mariam was from Morocco, and in 2018 the awardee was from Sudan, who actually led the torch in Sudan. The question is, did we achieve knowledge sustainability through this reading challenge? Let me tell you, from the beginning of the initiative and up to today, the ministries of education paid great attention, in addition to the attention of the countries participated, because at the end of the day, we need teamwork from all different Arab countries, in addition to the operational team from the United Arab Emirates. Hence, it's a national project. It's not a country-based project, of course. And yes, we achieved sustainability. They are signaling to me that I need to conclude within 5 minutes. Hence, I will try to go faster. The Arab Reading Challenge actually motivates one important behavior, which is to encourage kids and children to keep on reading throughout the academic year, through main stages that the student goes through, in order to ensure that in each school and in each governorate, students are selected and then they are moved to the second stage of the 10 champions, or the 10 books for each passport, reaching to the final stage, which is actually having one student out of those 10 students representing each country to represent the whole country. And then he is being recognized as the champion, who is, of course, the student who will be able to reach to the finals and to be a finalist. Reading, yes, of course, leads to the enriching of knowledge of the Arab students, and this is the impact, the great impact which we have seen on the personalities of those participants in the Arab Reading Challenge. This also improved their relationships with their community, with their families, with their friends. This has been reflected clearly on their personalities and relationships with their even teachers, and even on the country as a whole, reaching out to the leaders of countries who were proud of their kids reaching to the finals, because it is actually an achievement. Throughout those 4 rounds of the initiative, we have a total of 35 million readers, which is a source of pride. Today, we are proud that we were actually a nation that did not read at all, and we have now 35 million readers, which is great. We have also noticed that in some countries there is a huge lack of the read books by students. Sometimes there were no reading at all. Hence, His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Rashid launched a new knowledge initiative, which is the initiative of A Nation That Reads, where more than 5 million books were provided in 3,000 libraries spread in the Arab world. And the cost of this project reached to 80 million dirhams. However, it was a contribution from sponsors, enterprises, as well as individuals. And today we are building more than 3,000 libraries that are being supported by the books, targeting the libraries that actually have less number of books and that are in need of this support. There are other initiatives in order to ensure the sustainability of knowledge and reading in the United Arab Emirates that I will try to be brief mentioning. The law of reading, the month of reading, and the strategy of reading. Those three initiatives are the most prominent one here in the United Arab Emirates in order to ensure the sustainability of knowledge and reading on the level of the country. And we are actually aspiring to disseminate those initiatives in the Arab world. I am sorry for being fast because the next speaker is actually waiting for his turn. The final point that I would like to conclude with is the following. Every year we identify the champions behind the scenes. There is a panel who selects the first and second and third up to the fifth champion. And on the stage, they actually recognize and cap the champion with the involvement and engagement of the attendees. This year, we have actually developed the first educational reading challenge on the MBC. And throughout 8 episodes, we have reached to the finalists, and the whole Arab world viewed the program, seeing different models who are educated, who are aware. We actually, each family and each country is aspiring to have one of those champions among them because they are actually the source of our pride. We wish that in each family we have a reader, and we wish actually that even you take the initiative and start reading more. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mona Al-Kindi, the Secretary General of the Arab Reading Challenge, for such an enriching insight. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you can move ahead to the Knowledge Arena for the official opening ceremony.